What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, DOAK Bonds, Urban Tech Reviews. I'm in the whip right now, I got my phone in my hand, just leaving work. And I really just wanted to put out a video about the recent killings of black men, black people, And this is, it's nothing different. It's been happening for hundreds and hundreds of years, But, with the evolution of technology, we've been able to capture these things on film and on tape and whatnot, and it's just a horrible thing to watch, And this is how bad it has gotten, is that it happens so much. I don't even like watching it, I try to not even be in tune with it, but as a black man, who exercises my constitutional right to bear arms, I kind of like, I'm drawn to it, and not all of it is even about carrying firearms and stuff like that. A lot of it's just about being black and dealing with, an officer who takes it too far. And I worry about that every time I step out my house, or do anything, I worry about that because, you just never know. I'm pretty sure when these people woke up in the morning, they didn't think that, hey, I'm not going home tonight, I'm not going to see my family tonight. I'm pretty sure that nobody thought that. But my reasoning for doing the video is just, to raise awareness, and not just to black people, but anybody, because it can happen to anybody. But to raise awareness to people to just be more conscious of what you do, be more conscious of what you do, how you do it, who you doing it around, and all of that. Like Easy Solutions, New Orleans tech guy, my man Eric was saying, on the podcast last night, the goal is to get home. The goal is to get home. And, I just pulled in the Family Dollar, about to get in here. I just got off of work. But, I carry this everywhere I go. And it's for safety. But, it's kind of becoming like, am I going to be shot down and murdered because, I want to be safe and protect my family and, protect myself in other situations. And like I said, this has been going on for hundreds of years. Ain't nothing new about this. It's just now being, seen on video and, put out there for the general public to see. This ain't nothing new. The fucked up thing about it, and, I don't really care about swearing. I cuss like a sailor. But the fucked up thing about it is that, these cops that are doing this shit are not being brought to justice. Like, we as a people and the government need to set a precedent and, like, start holding these motherfuckers accountable for doing this. Because, if they would have started, 4 years ago, I'm just going to, use 4 years ago, when, I think it really started popping off more often than it was being videotaped. If they would have started doing this shit then and start sending these police officers to jail instead of slapping them on the wrist and letting them go and just letting them keep their pension and all this other bullshit, if they would have just took these motherfuckers to jail, then, and giving them life sentences like they would give any other nigga who was out here and shot another nigga, then I think a lot of this wouldn't be happening. And like I said, being a police officer is probably one of the most stressful jobs next to being in the military and being in the active battle zone. I think that's one of the most stressful jobs ever. But I'm saying, like, they need to be trained properly. Police are trained to handle high-stress situations. So, I'm not giving them a walk by any means. But what I'm saying is like, start putting them in jail. Start locking these motherfuckers up. Black, white, I don't care, whoever did the boy Freddie Gray. There was black officers included in that. lock these motherfuckers up for 20 years, take their pensions, and I know they family ain't nothing to do with it, but still, people get locked up. I got partners, to get locked up for drugs, doing 20 years behind cocaine, 20 years behind crack. You know what I mean? But yet, motherfuckers getting, slaps on the wrist, not even going to jail, keeping their pensions for murder. Not like justifiable homicide for murder. Not for manslaughter, for murder. You know what I mean? And what are you showing these other officers? You're showing them that they can get away with the shit. So that's what they've been doing. They've been getting away with what you've been letting them get away with. So us as a people, as a government, as everything, we got to stop letting these people get away with this shit. You know what I mean? We got to start demanding that these officers get the years that they be giving niggas for petty shit. Like, I'm a firm believer that no drug dealer should ever get 20 years. No drug dealer should ever get 10 years in jail, because you ain't kill nobody. You ain't put no drug in nobody's mouth and force them to do it. This is something they chose to do. So you give, like I said, they giving drug dealers 20 years. 20 years for nothing. For shit that people don't even die from. You know what I mean? Like, you're giving drug dealers 20 years and nobody died. But yet and still, these police officers are killing people. Killing them by the masses. And what happens? Nothing. And I don't never want to see it get to this point to where, us as black people should start, getting pulled over and just shooting motherfuckers as soon as they get to the car. And I don't want it to get to that point. I never wanted to get there. I never want to do it. I'll never do that. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying that there has to be equality. Where's the equality? You know what I mean? In this, because I seen videos where white women walk down the streets with AR-15s fully loaded, and they get a talk to from the officers. Hey, can I talk to you, and this and that, and they don't touch them, they don't grab their weapon, none of that shit. But when the black people do it, a black man do it, black woman do it, Spanish man do it, Mexican man do it, whatever, they all touching them, grabbing them, trying to take their weapon, you know what I mean, trying to, take the clip out their weapon, pulling their weapon on them, threatening their lives. There's like so big of a double standard in the United States. This shit is crazy. You know what I mean? The double standard is ridiculous, man. It's like crazy. And like, I'm not no dummy to the law. I've been getting pulled over since I started driving when I was 16. You know what I mean? I've been getting pulled over. And you know what I mean? It used to be funny. You know what I mean? Because the task force would pull me over. They be searching for drugs and guns. I ain't had none of that shit. You know what I mean? But I knew I was going to walk away, because the task force, all they wanted to know is if I had drugs and guns. And if I ain't have it, then, you know what I mean, it was, hey, get the fuck out of here. And I'm gone. But nowadays, I'd be scared to death if I get pulled over. I ain't been pulled over in probably about 6 years now, something like that. You know what I mean? Thank God. But I'd be scared to death if I got pulled over. And because a lot of people get pulled over, and that's the last traffic stop they ever gonna see. The last time they ever gonna, be breathing, breathe a breath. And it's just craziness. It's just ridiculous. And man, I didn't mean for this video to go this long, but like I said, man, we gotta start demanding more. And even as a black people, man, you gotta start being outraged when it's your little nephew, Ike Killy, killing these motherfuckers. You gotta be more, you know what I mean? You gotta even the scale too, because you can't, free my nigga, even though he killed 6 motherfuckers. But, the cops shoot somebody and it's, I want to protest and all this shit. If wrong is wrong, you know what I mean? I don't condone any killing, you know what I mean? Now, if you're killing in self-defense, your life is on the line, that's a different thing, But, like, just to kill somebody just cause, you know what I mean? Or because they stole something, or they beat you up or some shit like that, you gonna kill somebody, you gonna smoke somebody? That shit's bogus, man. That shit is whack. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't support none of that type of shit right there. But like I tell y'all, man, just start being smarter. You know what I mean? Start being smarter. Like, I get pulled over. And this was 10 years ago. 10 plus years ago when I was getting pulled over. I'm 34 now. So when I started driving, I was 16. You know what I mean? So almost 20 years. When I was getting pulled over, nigga, my hands was going out the window. Automatically. My hands was going out the window. And this is before they started killing niggas for nothing. You know what I mean? And being on tape. My hands was going out the window. My little brother, same thing. Hand out the window. Anybody who's in the car with me, I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up. Put your hand out the window. I've been, you know, not to glorify this or anything like that, but there's been times I've been driving straight pissy drunk from the club. You know what I mean? When my people's in the car, you know, we all fucked up. When that motherfucking light come on, you whoop, whoop. You know what I mean? You set up. You know what I mean? You get some, you know, you know, it can go down. You know what I mean? I've seen the cops beat niggas up all the time. I've seen the cops beat white boys up all the time. I've seen them beat up white broads, black broads. Nobody is exempt from this shit. Nobody is immune to getting their ass whooped by the cops. Nobody. But this is happening to us at an alarming rate. So what I'm saying is just be smarter. Just be smart. I got this white man behind me. He probably looking like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? What I'm saying is just be smarter, man. Make smarter decisions. Like Easy said, man, the goal is to get home. You want to go home. You want to go home. Every day I step out my crib without my family, I'm praying. You know, Lord, let me make it home. Let me make it to another day. You know what I'm saying? Just be smarter, man. Know that your life is on the line every time. You know what I mean? You know, I worry about, you know, family members all the time, you know, because, you know, people got the tendency to pop off. You know what I mean? Like I said, 10, 15 years ago, almost 15 years ago when I started driving or whatever, when I was 16, this shit was a joke. It was funny getting pulled over by the cops. Because I knew I was going home. I knew I wasn't going to get shot. I knew that I had nothing on me. They was going to give me a ticket. I was going to go home. You know what I mean? I was good. Nowadays, I'm scared to death to get pulled over by the cops. You know what I mean? Like, I would get pulled over. I had bought my first gun. I had a Smith & Wesson 45 ACP. Fucking cannon. You know what I mean? Lovely. All black and everything. Fucking cannon. You know what I mean? I carry that thing everywhere. You know what I mean? This is before I even had a whip at the time. You know what I mean? I carried it in my pants on my way to work. You know what I mean? I'd be in work, you know, put the cannon in my locker, you know what I mean? But then when I started driving, you know, when I got another whip, I'm driving around with this cannon, I get pulled over. You know what I mean? I tell them, you know, first thing I tell them, yo, officer, I got a registered gun in the car right now. You know what I mean? And their first response is, oh shit, he got a gun in the car. You know what I mean? So they want to secure that weapon first. You know what I mean? Then when they secure the weapon, then I get, you know, 50,000 questions after they didn't call for backup. So now it went from one officer to 8, 9 officers. I got pulled over on the highway with state troopers. They called, it was one officer. Next thing I know, you know, when I told them I had a gun on me, they seen the gun that I had. Cause like he told me not to touch it. He was in the car, he seen it. He told me not to touch it. I told him it was in there. He called for backup. No bullshit, it was like 10 officers there. It was bike cops, you know, motorcycle cops. They were all there in a matter of seconds. In a matter of seconds, they was all there. You know what I mean? So now, I'm nervous as fuck because I'm like, I know I got this cannon. I know it's legal. But, you know, they're thinking like, what is the point of having this gun? Why do you need a 45 caliber gun? And I'm like, well, why the fuck do you need a 45 caliber gun? Why do you need the 40 caliber? Why do you need the service weapon that you have? You know, I'm entitled to use whatever, you know, to buy whatever kind of weapon I want to buy. But I thought it was funny. You know what I mean? Because the cops, every time I got pulled over with it, their first question is, why do you need this bigger gun? Why do you need a 45 caliber? Like, what's the purpose of that? And I'm like, I'm a big guy, you know what I mean? I carry a big gun, you know? And ultimately, I got rid of it legally. You know, ultimately, I got rid of it because I got tired of the backup. You know, because, oh, we got a 45. You know, and even though you got a 45, the motherfucker only held like 9 shots. You know, maybe one in the head gave you 10. You know what I mean? But it's different than holding a 9 where you can hold 17. You know what I mean? Or holding, like I got a 40 now, a compact 40. You know what I mean? I hold 15 and one in the head. You know what I mean? Like, it's different than that. You know, because even though it does supposedly more damage, but you know what I mean? Like I said, it's not a game anymore. I can't play that game no more. I can't. That's not funny to me, because now there's a chance that I might not make it home. So like I'm saying is you know what I mean, we got to start demanding more from our community. We got to start teaching our children the proper way to deal with the authorities, not motherfucking them, not kiss my ass, not, oh, this is my right. I think it's the dumbest fucking thing in the world for black people to try to walk out and try to open carry in any motherfucking state and be like, oh, that's my right to do this, that's my right. Look here, it's your right. But that don't mean you need to exercise the motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because there's two standards. There's the black standard and there's the white standard. And it's fucked up, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I know I can carry, you know what I mean? And you know you can open carry, but you're not going to get treated the same as a white person that open carries. A white person that open carries is treated like somebody just obeying their law. They're a patriot. A black person, a person of color that open carries, you're a fucking a vandal. You're a fucking thug. You know what I mean? You're everything but the right thing. You know what I mean? So I think it's the stupidest fucking thing in the world to me when I see these black people of color out here with their AR-15s walking on the street like, oh, you know, it's my right. Man, fuck that shit. You gonna end up in a body bag quicker than a motherfucker. Quicker than a motherfucker. Like, I don't care. I know what my rights is. And I'm gonna exercise my rights to an extent. Because the white people never wanted us to exercise these rights. They never wanted us to get this opportunity to exercise these rights. They always wanted to keep us oppressed. So they give us a little bit of rights, and yeah, they might look equal to some. To some, they might look equal to the motherfucker, but to the people that's getting oppressed and the people that's getting shot down and killed for the same shit that these white people ain't getting killed for and getting shot down for, it's not right. It's not right, and it don't make sense. You know what I mean? It don't make sense. So all I'm saying is, you gotta outsmart these motherfuckers. You gotta outsmart them. You gotta teach your kids to be smart. You know what I mean? My kids won't grow up half the way I did. Not even a quarter of the way I did. I grew up in the streets. You know what I mean? I grew up around shit I should have never seen as a kid, and doing shit I should have never seen as a kid. My kids won't never know that. My kids won't never live through that. And that's because I want better for my kids. And anybody out here who love your children, you should want the same for your children. No way you should sit there and subject your children to the same shit that you went through. That's just fuckery right there. When you know you went through the struggle, you know what I mean? You knew you grew up in the streets, you knew you grew up in the hood, you knew you grew up in poverty. You should never want that for your kids. You should always strive for better than that for your children. And never want them to ever have to deal with that. You know what I mean? I grew up times where, you know what I mean, we might not have food in the fridge, we might not have furniture, we might not have that, had this or that. My kids ain't never gonna feel that. And I don't blame my mother. My mother was a single mother, and she worked her ass off and busted her ass for me and my brother that had the best things that we could have. But me and my wife is going to stay together, and we're going to make sure that my kids are straight. You know what I mean? My kids are straight. They ain't going to never have that worry. They ain't going to never worry about food in the house. They ain't going to never worry about anything. I shield my kids from everything. And a lot of people say, well, you know what I mean? You keeping your kids from the streets. And you fucking right, I'm keeping my kids from the streets. Because if they grew up anyway, the way I grew up, you know, I had a couple positive people in my life, male-wise. I had my grandfather, I had my uncles. You know what I mean? I had a couple uncles that were straight, you know what I mean, who really got into a nigga head. And I had some other, you know, teachers. And when I went to Virginia Military Institute for a little, you know, short stay, you know what I mean, I went there and I had some positive black men in my life who really put me in the right headspace. You know what I mean? Because you got to be mentally strong out here. You know what I mean? You got to outsmart these people. You got to outsmart them. You can't give them the reason. You can't give them any opportunity to violate your rights. And even then I'm saying this, and you ain't got to even do shit for them to violate your rights. You could be straight arrow, you know, De Niro. You can do everything by the book. and they still could violate your shit. So why give them a reason? Don't give them the reason. You know what I mean? And a lot of, the pro-black people, they're going to be like, oh, fuck that, it's my right to do. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine and dandy. But you going to be the motherfucker dead. Just like the Black Panthers, when them niggas was shooting out the house, you know what I mean? The nigga came out, Huey P. Newton came out ass naked. The nigga lived. The nigga lived. He came out ass naked and lived. The other nigga came out with clothes on. What they do to the nigga? Bullet to the head. All I'm saying is be smart. Outsmart these motherfuckers because they already scared of us. The worst thing in America you could be is an educated black man. That's the worst thing. The thug shit they can do because they'll lock you up. They'll put you in shackles. They'll do anything to confine you as a thug. But an educated black man, you can't defeat him. You can't defeat an educated black man. So all I'm saying is I'm gonna get off of here because my wife is waiting for me. I got off work. She probably worried where the fuck I am. Is to be smart. Is to outsmart these motherfuckers and to really be conscious of everything. Of everything. Don't believe the first thing that they say. Read into the shit. Don't think that, because I have the constitutional right to do this, they won't put a bullet in my black ass. Don't ever think that. Because they'll put a bullet in you quicker than they can say 1, 2, motherfucking 3. And get off for it. So, a lot of people on the channel, I might lose subscribers. But it is what it is. And it need to be said. And I'm not saying this because, I want to say, fuck white people because I love white people. My wife is white. What I'm saying is just be more socially conscious and know know what you can do and know what's right and know, everything. But holla at you.